Parit believes that the ruling by the Constitutional Court against the Move Forward Party's campaign to have the Res Majesty Law or Article 112 amended has a far reaching impact on Thailand's political system and the future of its democracy.
But I think upon hearing the ruling, and especially the details that were given in the courtroom, I think what immediately struck us was that this ruling is not only going to have implications on the short-term fate of Move Forward Party and its MPs, but it might have a more kind of sustained or long-term effect or set of implications on the status and health as well as direction of Thailand's democracy and Thailand's political system. So I think the immediate reaction that we had, and as seen in the statement by Kun Chaitawat and Kun Pitha on the day, is that we had concerns that go beyond just the implications on Move Forward Party, but more on the Thailand's political system as a whole.
The young Move Forward spokesman staunchly defends its proposal to have Article 112 amended as a legitimate endeavor that in no way should be seen as an attempt to overthrow the constitutional monarchy.
Even though the court has ruled that our actions in the past constituted attempts to overthrow the current political regime, which is a democracy with a constitutional monarchy, I think we have to reaffirm and reiterate that was not our intention. We did not intend in any way to overthrow the existing political system. And I think we try to defend our case with the court, albeit unsuccessfully in the end, that the actions in question, for example, the submission of a draft law regarding amending Section 112 of the Criminal Code, or even having that in one of our policies that were presented to the public during the general election. I think we try to reiterate that those actions do not constitute, whether evaluating its process or evaluating its content, does not constitute or do not constitute an attempt to overthrow the monarchy. In terms of the process, I think what we are trying to reiterate is that the action or the process of submitting a draft law would never ever result in the overthrowing of the monarchy of the political system.
Despite the setback, Parit insists that the Move Forward Party will continue to push ahead with its platform to address what it sees as the country's problems.
So I think what we saw as being a problem in the past, we still see as a problem today.
Okay.
But of course, we will have to press ahead within the bounds of what the Constitutional Court has ruled. So I think there are two steps to that. The first step is to study in more detail the Constitutional Court ruling, as well as the opinions of individual individual judge, of the Constitutional Court, to understand in more detail what is allowed and what is not allowed, in the view of the Constitutional Court. I think once we are clear on what is still possible or what that potential solution space looks like, then I think we will have, as a second step, an internal discussion amongst MPs in the party in terms of what we might contemplate pushing ahead.
Supporters of the Move Forward parties have reacted angrily to the court ruling amid fears that the party is facing the possibility of being dissolved. Would that trigger another round of political chaos?
Whether there will be movements outside Parliament in the future, I think is something that is not easy to predict. But I think what Move Forward Party has always tried to reiterate in the past is that we have to make sure that the parliamentary means of pushing forward change, of resolving conflict, of finding and building consensus has to be effective. If Parliament cannot be an effective arena for settling differences of opinion and finding consensus among parties and people of different ideologies, then of course people will have little choice but to go to extra parliamentary means to voice their opinions and to push for changes. Nice. So I think if we want to have a stable political system and a healthy democracy, we need to ensure that the parliamentary channel is effective in terms of resolving conflict and finding consensus.